Chris, I think you're also right on we've hit a wall with the woke thing. Like there's a great
Well,
episode last week on South Park, and we've seen some other
Yeah.
things that are kind of getting to that point where it's like,
Yeah, Velma looks like isn't going to get picked up for a second season.
I heard something about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all I'm saying is if this is the canary in the coal mine that things are going to change, the lack of woke advertising on the Super Bowl, that is a sign. That is a significant sign. Don't diminish the significance of that. And just wait.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
The big thing though is going to be the Oscars. How are the Oscars going to be different? Is Jimmy Kimmel going to come out guns blazing, making fun of the industry, making fun of woke? And from my understanding, from friends of mine who work deep in the industry for corporations, people are openly mocking woke stuff. They're openly mocking it because they know it's over. And a lot of the jobs, another big significant thing, Disney's cutting 7,000 jobs. Are they keeping the diversity and equity department? And why the hell would you need that if you're letting go of 7,000 people? The last person you're going to keep is someone who decides whether or not we have enough diversity in a company when we're losing 7,000 jobs. Let me tell you where those jobs are going to be cut. It's not going to be cut at the theme parks because that's making money. The theme parks are making money.
Well, not in Canada. Not in Canada. My alma mater just added a vice president of diversity, inclusivity, equity.
Canada is lost. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Paul. Canada is lost.
Oh, I agree.
Until you get rid of Trudeau, I cannot believe Trudeau was allowed. His response to the truckers, guys, just saying, "Hey, we're kind of against this. We're gonna protest peacefully, but we're gonna have our voices heard." That is democratic. That is liberal to allow people to speak their minds and voice their political concerns to the government that is supposed to be voted in by the people. And Trudeau, F that guy. F him and his whole government. I cannot wait for him to go away. He is that model and the people standing up against it. There needs to be more of it. It's horribly disgusting. And I hope he goes down in flames.
Hey, we had a National Arts Center event because of Black History Month, and we do everything that you do in the United States because we don't have minds of our own. And they had evenings where only people of a certain color were allowed to come see the show.
Yeah. Well, I've always thought of Canada as like America's little brother that wants to tag along and do everything that the older brother's doing. We're the older brother,
and the bad stuff too.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Exactly.
But we're also kind of the ground zero for wokeism, unfortunately. Like I've seen it. Years before I even came into Hollywood.
We're too polite and nice. We have America has more assholes, and assholes I mean good, not evil. Assholes that will stand up to bullies. And Trudeau is a bully. And the bullies that I've seen, especially in the corporate world, the bullies that I've noticed are always the nicest people you've ever met. They're so nice to your face. I don't trust it. I don't trust it because I think it's false and I think it's BS. A side note, funny story that because I unfortunately I gotta go. I got a meeting. But funny story that a friend of mine told me. Disney is insisting that people come back to work. Come back to work. Come back to the office. You need to work. The minimum like 4-day week in the office. There was this was told to me directly by somebody. There was a discussion at Disney about the types of food that they would have available to people in the office. One of the foods they want to have available are types of cereal, which spiraled into a discussion of how privileged you were if you grew up eating cereals like Fruity Pebbles and Cocoa Puffs versus if you just had generic version of Cheerios. And so it turned into this whole, like a serious discussion of what cereals to order to keep in the office available to Disney workers in the office. And then what it meant if you grew up eating this cereal, it meant that you were rich. And if you had this cereal, you grew up poor. And that's how stupid we still are. But I will say this, people are growing, they're growing a pair and they're bravely standing up and at least questioning like, hey, this woke stuff isn't popular. We can't attack the fans every time a product we put out is not widely popular. We can't stop attacking the audience every single time as cover for us not giving the audience what they want. And so watching that Flash trailer, there's nothing woke about it. Just to bring it back to the Flash, which I thought was a very good
and I think it's ironic that Chris has been covering all the Canadian politics today, and neither Script nor I have said anything.
No, exactly. Well, I'm sorry, I just paid attention. I have a lot of friends in Canada.
Oh no. I think it's wonderful, and there are changes happening up here also, and it's going to happen slowly, but people are revolting.
You got to get rid of Castro Jr.
Well, because
Castro Jr.
I grew up in Detroit, Michigan, so I watched the CBC. I watched children's programming. I watched Hockey Night in Canada, Friendly Giant, Mr. Dress Up, Casey and Finnegan, like all that
Forest
stuff.
Rangers,
like Rocket's Robin Hood,
the
stop motion animated Wizard of Oz, which was weird, among other things. But all I'm saying is I would go to Canada. The Toronto Film Festival was the first major film festival I attended as a teenager, and I just drove over to Windsor and took the train. You know, it was at the time a much smaller event. Now it's way too politicized, and it's like Cannes now. It's a backdoor market for films. But
it's worse than Cannes now. It is way worse than Cannes.
And
they don't do Canadian. They don't do Canadian premieres or even international premieres unless you have like at least two names in that associated with that production.
Yeah, no, it's just another big festival that, you know, pays more attention to its sponsors. But the roots were there. I mean, Noah Cowan just passed away, who's long been with I knew him when he ran the Midnights program. We're around the same age. He recently passed away, and so it's sad. But he did the Midnight movies. He was the guy
Midnight
who programmed
Madness,
all. So really appreciate his contribution. It's sad to read of his passing, but unfortunately I got to leave. But look, I think positive things are the Flash trailer didn't look woke either. You know what it looked like? Entertaining as hell. Give me something entertaining as hell. Yeah, entertaining as hell. It's, you know what? It's at the top of my want to see list. And then Indiana Jones just fell out of the top 10. I don't know why.
What do you think of Mario Brothers?
So bad. It looks so bad.
What'd you think of Mario Brothers?
My apologies, folks. I got to run.
Jim Watari sends in $20 and says, thanks for that rant, Chris.
The rant is only because I haven't had enough coffee and I'm,
and then Miguel Parra says, could Andre's culture out Gore Chato's script? Okay. Whatever that means. He's trying to confuse me some more. Thank you, Chris, for being here. We appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, everybody. I'll see you next Monday. Lots to discuss. I'm sure we'll be talking about Ant-Man.
Yeah.
So, all right. Take care, everybody. Talk to you soon. Later. Bye-bye.
Sounds good.